Wow, South Africa. Welcome to the first of its kind Visual Class of Mzansi. I am Thanduxolo Jindela, the owner and the CEO of Kwathole Conexion. Live here in South Africa, we're bringing you a visual class of Mzansi, an experience, a conversation of entertainment, showbiz, fashion, film, etc. We couldn't go out and do this physically in different venues in our country due to living under the new norm and affected by the newest pandemic, which is COVID-19. We are bringing you a first of its kind visual class of Mzansi. Today, I am so excited. We'll be talking to your designers, your musicians, and also some of the key industry holders. We have some couple of topics that we're going to be discussing here. We are here today to talk more on how to open up the industry and to talk more on the entertainment and showbiz. Nevertheless, we aim at talking digital development, living under the new norm. We'll be occupying the digital space. We'll be opening up the industry. We'll be sharing information to you. This is a learning curve for some of us because this is the first of its kind. Thank you very much. I shall see you shortly. Wow, guess what? As I've mentioned earlier on, we have a multitude, like we're on a full house with different guests from different walks of life, obviously in the showbiz and entertainment industry. This is a visual class of Mzansi. We want to occupy the digital space. We are on level 3 without wasting any minute from now. And I would like to introduce to you guys amazing, young, talented writer of note.
Oh.
His name is Kwathole Conexion. This gentleman right here today, he's joining us. His name is Kwathole Conexion. He's one of the most highly respected, recognized. He's one of the few young Thanduxolo scandals writer, and not the one on television, but he does the most. He gets to you when I remember one of his old stories. He saw DJ swooping in the park at some event, and then that became the big story. He writes, he breaks those stories. He's in the entertainment. I think we needed to have him here for one reason, to tell us why are you writing about our people. Kwathole Conexion, who has also worked before in his CV, we know he has achieved working for Drum Magazine, The Herald in the Eastern Cape, and he has worked for News 24, Media 24, which includes your Daily Sun, has done, I think it's done Sunday World, and he's done a lot in the print media space. Welcome, Mr. Mpapu, to the first visual class of Mzansi.
Thank you.
And I know that I have said a lot about you. Why do you guys write about people so much in the entertainment space?
Because people need to know. People need to know what's happening in their favorite celebrities' lives. Yeah, we don't write for us ourselves, we write for people. Yeah.
I know back then you were working, I think, political news or general news in the Eastern Cape. But how did you shift from writing political news? Actually, how did you got into writing about political news, becoming a journalist? How did you study, or you just wake up and decided, or they needed something like you? What happened?
I studied. I went to varsity. There, they sort of perfected what was already there, I think, in terms of talent. They just taught me how to write for magazine, how to write for newspapers, and so forth. Yeah.
Okay. So when you are in school, are you being taught how to catch Zahara drinking a bottle of wine, or is something that developed in you along the way?
No, it's something you put in the effort yourself into what you want, because at the end of the day, it's your name that is out there. So whatever, if you're gonna write mediocre stories, you're gonna be known for that. So, and also you get the respect of the people that you write about, because they know that you can get some of the juiciest secrets, you know. So, yeah.
Hold on that thought. We'll be back right now and come back to you. I just want to introduce some other amazing guests. Kanya Nchongwana. Guys, we have Kanya. He's one of the youngest panelists today, and he is also from Eastern Cape, and I know Kanya has worked in the film industry. Dude, you are new in Joburg. How did you get where you are now?
Wow. First of all, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity. I'm glad to be part of this beautiful panel. And how I got into the industry is, hey, where do I...
Did you sleep with someone?
No, actually. It's a funny story. It's a funny story. Firstly, let me start by this. I studied public relations.
Oh, nice.
Mthatha at Walter Sisulu University. And then moved to Joburg to do my internship. Did my internship in an NGO. But because I knew what I want to do, where I want to be, NGO was not meant for me. So just as I think 7 months into the internship, I was still making contacts with people in the television space.
Whilst you were in Eastern Cape?
No. Oh yes, that as well.
In the villages. I know you come from the villages.
Deep.
Wow.
And then I got here, and then I went to some event, and then I met this marketing manager who was the marketing manager for that particular show at the time. And I was like, yo, what's up?
A TV show?
Yes. And then I was like, yo, what's up? What do you do? Because I've always been this person. You know me, I've always been this person. What are you doing? Who's what? Where, when, how? So to cut the long story short, the lady was like, okay, I actually need an assistant. That was back in 2016. I was still doing my internship. She was like, I actually need an assistant. It was November. I was like to her, babes, you know what, ne? We are looking, email assistant yako. But then at the moment, I'm still finishing up with my internship. Then she was like, send me your CV in January, we'll contact you. January, I did that, went for an interview. That's how.
So what was your first television job? What kind of a job you did then?
Yes, that's a good question. First television job that I did, it was a digital media assistant.
Did you have an experience in that?
What is a digital media assistant? It's basically a social media manager.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I've had experience. I've taught myself. I've known that I've got passion for social media. However, when I was introduced into the television space, remember when you're in the Eastern Cape, you don't know. The only thing we know is that I want to be on TV. I want to do radio. I want to do that. I'm not knowing Guti. There's other opportunities behind the scenes. So that's how I got introduced. I started doing social media.
Oh, nice.
On the show.
So you were handpicked by someone, and you were put on the spot with little experience that you had, but they saw passion in you, and then you become a social media manager for them. Basically, you were tweeting, Facebook, Instagram, and all that.
Correct.
And how does someone trust someone from a village and believe in the whole production that you can do it? There should be something.
Mr. T, let me highlight it. Most people think that Kwasisithi sifunde public relations, sifunde luthetha. But however, in the subjects that you do, we did. I did videography.
Oh, nice.
I did photography. I did marketing. I did communications. I did. So that on its own, it speaks for you. And then the passion, because even before I moved to Joburg, I was that person who used to approach people in the industry, who used to do campaigns for people in the industry, social media campaigns. So I wouldn't say it was my such, but it was my first being on TV. Okay. My dream was to be a TV presenter or an actor, nice. Rather. No, not presenting, acting. But I liked it when I was introduced into the behind space of television, which is something that I didn't know. So I got to learn, and I'd say I I got to grow.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were more interested in becoming in a public space, a public figure or so on television.
Correct.
Little do you know that you are more of the behind the scenes.
And behind the scenes.
You are the guys like us that makes the pots, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. This is so exciting. Now let's move over to our third guest. I'm so excited again, and it's someone that I've known for few years now, but the guy has been in the industry for 2, 3, 4 decades, I think so. I think it's those guys that used to manage Aboma Satin in the Hotel Queens. And as we came around, babes were too much time and we did our thing. But Sakele is one of the guys that have changed how the interest in the industry looks and feel when it comes to the music business. And also he has recently been nominated to serve on the as one of the big guys in CD Baby. CD Baby does your digital side of music. As you know, we have shifted from music, may you rest in peace, by the way. We have shifted from your physical sales of CDs, now we're doing more of the digital side of music industry. So Sakele has been fortunate to get that job. He is becoming an icon. I was saying yesterday that he's a mogul and all that. He needs to wear that and own it. I know sometimes people act humble, but deep down they're like, yeah, I've got this job. How did he get it? I don't know, but I know one thing, that what he does speaks better for you. Sakele Mzala, whom we really feel honored to have amongst us. He's a veteran. Sakele, welcome to Visual Class of Mzansi, my brother.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
And congratulations once more. I know you have had a lot of this, but I salute you. I salute you for one thing, for I think when Zonke's album was done, and I'm not sure if people know that, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say it, but there was an album for Zonke that was done, and then it was redone, and you became part of that. It's the same album, same Inner Earth,
Yes.
right? And I remember you were working with her that time.
And I sold double platinum.
You sold double platinum, yes.
Wow.
And then I remember that time Zonke wanted me to do something, and then I had stories. Now he's left wherever, and I'm like, yo. And Mike Maswangani, who was my mentor, may he so rest in peace. And that time he put me closer to, but Sakele took that, because I mean Sakele is Sakele. And Sakele made a lot of work on contribution in Zonke's life. We were dancing to Zonke's music that time, and it's because of him. I know Nabontando, and the rest is history. We are not here for that. We are here to find ways for you guys to use to be where we are, to get to on our side. Sakele, I am so excited, but I've got one question for you. Why are we moving from CDs into digital space? Do we have enough data for that?
Yeah, I'll say first of all, it becomes difficult for us to accept the places that we're in, or the changes that comes in life. For instance, we are coming from ELP, if you remember ELP.
You vinyl, I know cassettes.
From a vinyl, we went to a cassette, From a cassette, we went to a DVD, CDs as well, But today, things have changed. We are in a fourth industrial revolution. Like it's a new world.
That?
It's a new world actually for all of us. Like that, we now going into digital. We were talking about even the taxi industry. But when you have to take a taxi, it makes a taxi. You have to go to a corner, to take it makes a taxi or make a phone call. But today, you don't even make that phone call. You just go to your app, and then it comes to you. It picks you up. So it's the same thing even on the music side. If you see the cars that we are driving now, the new cars, they don't have a CD slot.
I see.
It's either you put a USB or else you go online and then you play music like on your Spotify, on your iTunes or whatever. So the truth is the industry is changing, and now people or musicians have to adapt to that, and it's a new thing, and it's not something that is going to come and go. You've seen most shops that are selling physical copies have closed down.
Yes.
And now people, if you want music now, you just go on your phone, you just type the name of the artist, you get the album, you can stream it, you can download it, you do everything on your own, So that's the new world that we are in when it comes to music.
Right now, I think when you design and then you find that we need that one big thing, and that one big thing makes the whole Visual Class of Mzansi the actual plan. So we've got our last panelist. Her name is Nomfusi Ngonyama, and I know she's world-renowned touring female artist. She's one of the youngest South African artists who have grown to become a mother, a married woman, and she's been to all over the world, except Dubai. I know she's never been to Dubai yet. Ladies and gentlemen, she comes from a township. She comes from, I'm not sure if it's Mkukwini or what, but the lady, I don't know how she ended up on a first class, business class, and traveled. Nomfusi, welcome to the Visual Class of Mzansi.
These boys are the same thing, like
how yes, like how did you do it, girl? Please give us the plug.
You know what? Thank you so much, Thanduxolo, for inviting me. And
you are welcome,
guys. I think Mankale Ngokuthi, to be honest, I really didn't know what I wanted to pursue. All I knew that I didn't want to die where I was, which was my mother's Nkuku home in Port Elizabeth, Emaqanda, KwaZakhele. So that's all I knew.
How many rooms in your Mkukus? Like, give me the idea. Was it?
It started
those
with 2.
Jushuan?
Started with 2, then it went to 3. So a lot of people, they know my story. About losing my mother at a young age and being orphaned, basically. So I think I knew that I want to finish my matric and get out of Port Elizabeth. Because anyhow. And Port Elizabeth for me was just too small, because my dreams were big. And obviously one of my dreams was to be on stage and sing. I remember as a young girl, I would stand in the mirror and sing whatever that I sing.
Why do you like musicians to do that? Why do you like to stand in the mirror and sing? What happens then?
But listen, after singing, and then I'll be like, because I'm hearing the roar of the of the audience behind me. So little did I know that was really my path. I never, how do I put it? I never became, how do I put it, Thanduxolo? But I never became a name that is known through ETV and all these other things. But I became a name that is known through performing.
Oh, okay. So you were a live stage girl.
I became a live stage girl. Literally, what I heard with my ears became my reality. I went on stages all over the world, and that was the applause and the response I would get from people.
And you still do that, but
and I still
problem
do that.
is COVID.
Problem, yeah.
So I have a question on this, because I know everyone's dream is not everyone's dream. How do you end up on Mandela Long Walk to Freedom, the movie, performing doing a song with the late Hugh Masekela, Lionel Richie wants a piece of you, and all those big things? I know the industry evolves now and then, but how do you maintain your international recognition and remain on that?
Hey, Thanduxolo, how do I start this story? See,
We all have time. We have data today. I'm joking.
We're feeling bad. I think Masqale, with what happened in South Africa, I realized that I have a story. I realized that I'm not the only black young girl, or black woman that went through what I went through. I realized that there's a lot from Emaqanda, from Soweto, name any South African township.
Kwalanga.
I realized that exactly. So I realized that baninzi I have a story, and literally that's how I entered the industry, by telling the story. I remember when I was spotted in Disenza, a songwriting class in Cape Town, and I was just, it was not even a song with a melody, you know, the songs with melody. It was a song with lyrical content, and I was basically talking about the story of a black child, and I was basically reciting it. Dibona abantu abamnyama, dibona inhlungu yodwa, dibona abantu abamnyama, dibona impixano, dibona ubunzulu wenqeba. You know, kwenzekani ba, kuzani ba.
We're not gonna play.
So that's basically the song that I was doing when I was saying, and somebody in the audience said, I think I can get you a deal, a Universal. And that's how I kickstarted my industry. But as I say, it was not meant to be boxed. It was meant to be, you know, displayed, as staging.
Amazing.
And it's still the most favorite thing, you know, in my career, touring and being on stage, that interaction, telling the South African story, telling my story in a song.
Wow, that's Nomfusi for you, ladies and gentlemen, back at home, wherever you are, even in a taxi, sitting in the corner there. I know some of you are stealing it at Gogo just to listen to Visual Class of Mzansi. We appreciate your love. Thank you to a National Arts and Culture for giving us this amazing opportunity, and thank you to the venue that we're using here, the Reef Hotel, and the crew behind the scenes, everyone at home that is watching. Thank you guys. We want to say to you, we are here today to tell the ways on how to evolve and how to stay in the know with the little that you have. So many times people have been given opportunities, but they don't know how to use those opportunities. They misuse them. We are here to restructure the industry. The end product of this, we must have a wealthy, rich African culture that can afford themselves. Right now, people are losing their job because of COVID-19, especially those in the entertainment industry. They are suffering the most. But Visual Class of Mzansi is here to say, this is the medicine that you should use. And I know a lot of people during this time, they are using garlic, ginger, and all that. But our garlic and ginger is us here. Sharing is very important and is key to us. Moving closer to the other side, we have lost a lot of our dearest people in the industry, family members, and the front workers during the COVID-19. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take this moment and turn on the candles in honor of those who have departed. And I know if it was for art, we would have Nomfusi performing now, and also it was going to be a somber moment, but because of time, we can't do that, and we want to accommodate everyone to fit into the shortest time that we can have. We remember some of them. The latest one that I can remember is Mama Sibongile Kumalo. You guys can help me. I know, and I've worked very close with Shoza until her last days as her manager and the PR manager. Some of these girls, I manage them and do their PR and run their private lives, but she had departed peacefully a few months ago. And also we have Baba Jonas Gwangwa, and please guys help me. And also we had so many family members, and we have a lot of people that have departed. Those people, we remember them with the light of these candles, and we honor their journey that they have spent time with us and they have given us. It's a sad thing in South Africa right now. People are dying every day. I was scared at the time when I saw pictures of people, and when you post a picture of someone and then it becomes big on your screen, you are scared, you want to see what's happening. There's RIPs all over. But we are saying, Kuzolunga, things are going to change. Let us hold on. Let us try and find a positive way of living. And we will be back just after a few minutes. I want the gentlemen and the ladies here just to take a quick break. We shall see you soon. Wow, as I was looking just now on the book that one of our brothers have here, his name is Sakele Mzalazala. Please get this book online, go on his Facebook, stalk him on iMessage, you'll get the book. He's here with us. He's been writing about the music industry life and all that. This is a book that helped me also in some of the information that I needed back then. It's got a lot of know your industry and learn a lot. I don't want to sound like Oprah Winfrey, like you know how they do in America. But reality is that, guys, we are in a situation whereby we are trying to say, this is how I got to the other side. For example, people have been sending me messages asking me if I can manage them, asking me if I can promote them, asking me if I can run their life. Some of them, they don't have money. My company, for example, does business, and also it's the way that we've paid the staff and all that. And this program that we are doing, which is called Visual Class Mzansi, it's a program that developed talent, that developed artists. We have already, in the past 2-3 months, have got couple of artists that we have taken out there. Their music now is on radio, their videos are on TV, and we have trained them. Because without training people in South Africa who are in the front line, who are in the entertainment industry, who are celebrities, who are public figures, musicians, they will never go anywhere. Take, for example, an incident of a girl who comes from Eastern Cape, who comes to Joburg, Zahara. She comes here, boom, boom, lights, camera, and all that, and then she gets a lot of money, and then she doesn't know how to handle those things. It's fame, guys. It gets heavy. Reality is that people like Zahara is a typical example. She knows that Ubulelwa has got talent, but now she was not trained how to handle her finances, how to handle the public, how to conduct herself into accommodating her talent. All she's good at was to compose, write her music, and play her guitar and perform. So it kills those people if you don't tell them, because now you are not doing it good. So we're here today to give that information to you. And also, I got people ask me, why am I not replying to them on social media? Why am I not answering to them? Well, it might be because that time I'm busy with a Nomfusi, or I'm busy with a Sakele, or preparing this for you guys, or I'm stressed at home, I'm a human being, or I don't want to answer you because what you are asking me, I don't have answer for. And also, lastly, I don't owe you an explanation why I'm not answering you, because I'm a human being. I mean, like, you ask me why am I not answering you, but you say hi. What is there to answer from hi? You see, sometimes it becomes like that. But also, it gives me the character of a kind of a person that you are. You cannot be asking something from someone. This is what I was taught when I came into the industry by the big dogs like Abo Sakele and them. You come into the industry and be humble as much as you can, and be yourself as much as you can. Character works the most. I've just mentioned that to the guys here before, that without character you won't make it, you won't sustain it in the industry. Yes, we need to look good, we need to smell good, we need to attract audience, we need to do the music, but if you don't have the basic thing like characters, and also if you are trying to get into the industry but in the same time you are busy bad-mouthing other people and you are at the back, it's gonna be hard for you to come in, because the industry is very small and it's very limited. The big dogs of the industry, they will start talking amongst each other. By the time you come in, it's gonna be hard for you. And also, when you want to come into the industry, I always say, bring what you have and introduce what you have. Don't force anything. And there's this thing that people don't know. When it's your time, everything will happen. If it's not your time, no millions or billions that gonna make your time. So I know people won't understand that. Everyone that has got a break in the industry, they get that break because it's their time. Back then they did Cortes with Mshoza, right? Boom, 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 things happen. In between, things were happening. Mshoza went down. Later on in the years, I introduced Abantu Bam. And when I took the Abantu Bam song, it was Mshoza's time. That we did in Payola, and I hope you are recording this. We didn't pay anything. We didn't have money. We've got nothing. But Abantu Bam became the biggest song. How we introduced the song and how we delivered and we got the support. After from Cortes, there was a big 10-15 year break on Shoza's life. Nothing was happening. Then Abantu Bam came. That song became the biggest song in South Africa, in the world. Again, she got back. It was her time. It was her moment to do that. And between the Cortes and the Abantu Bam, a lot that has gone into her life. So sometimes you go through that as a musician. As a fashion also, I know back then about Ephraim, they were the biggest ish thing. I don't know what's happening now with David Tlale. Maybe it's become more of a private fashion guy. But I know now the guys like Abo Makosa and the other young designers that are in, they now people, because it's their time. I know Latuma back then used to struggle a lot and used to hustle a lot. It was not his time. His time is now. So when we move and grow in the industry, we must be aware of those things. So when it's your time, it's your time. When is your time? I don't know. You guys, you didn't know that today you'll be sitting here definitely talking about your past experience. Now coming back to you guys, I have a question that I want to ask you. How does one move from Mkukwini Kubo Ekaya, from the back room Kubo Ekaya, from the mansion Kubo Ekaya where he lives? How does that person move to be where you are, all of you guys now?
What I would advise, it starts at the back of your mind, you know. I remember I'm sitting here, I'm thinking where I actually come from. Now, I've always been this person who has a vision. I grew up in a small village where there was no electricity at the time, but it's funny how at a young age I knew where I want to be. So it starts with, what do you want in life? Where do you want to be? And follow that path. Knock those doors, Mdasekaya, Jonga, knock those doors. If you follow the path that you've told yourself, Ukuti, this is what I want to be. I remember at a very young age, I was doing standard 6 when you remember where you are asked, what do you want to be when you get old? You know, put your mind into it. If you put your mind into it, there's nothing. I can't just go.
But how do you knock on the doors that you say knock on those doors? I hear people keep saying that, but you don't even have that door. There's not even a sign of a door to knock on. How do you knock when there is no door to knock on?
You volunteer. You that's how you start. I mean, you go to a company. You want to learn something. You want to learn how PR works, how marketing works, because that's something you're interested in, so that by the time you study it or you understand how it works. Because university, they're going to teach you the book knowledge, they're going to give you book knowledge, but practical work, practical work is going to give you the experience. Then you know how to do it, because you have a degree, but they're going to ask you, can you do this job? And you're going to say yes. And they're going to give you the job versus somebody who has practical experience. Obviously, the person who has practical experience is going to get the job versus the person who says they've got a degree but they can't do the job.
Okay.
And if you know, and if you kaula, but lendu ithethayo, it dim dihleli ndisenza lalini andazi zinto. But use what you have. Use what you have. TV, zikhona TV. Amaphepha, local newspapers. If you're watching TV, funda phaya TV in my Peli show. If you want to be on TV or you want to do something, funda ukuthi ngubani owenza ntoni phi when. Go to social media. Nowadays we live in a digital world. You know, go to social media. You've got a smartphone. Smartphone.
I always say, guys, not to that. This thing, it also starts when you are still growing, when you are young, by being disciplined. You know, when this into accordingly. Because once you want to start this into after all bestowed, kuba nzima to get people to buy into your story. You understand? Because of they know you as this child to story. So it is very important to uqale ekhaya ube disciplined. If we're talking about journalists, like people who wants to do journalism, guys, we have communities. We don't have a newsletter. Payani look sheet. You understand? You can start doing
with a newsletter in your community.
Exactly. That's cool.
Even a church
everywhere.
Yeah.
But I believe that's why it starts, because I sit sometimes and say, you know what? Whatever that I'm getting today, I deserve it. You know, because of to be where I am. But if you think namhlanje uzawungena ku-music ucule today and then ucinga uba ngomso you'll be popular. It doesn't work like that. Qala usemncinci ucule phaya crutch ucule dining room.
This is so funny. You know what happened with me when I was in primary school? I tried to sing because how I got into primary school, because my grandmother was friend with the principal and I was not supposed to go to that school. So elite township school, I got in here. Then I started singing there, and then they didn't recognize my bad singing. Fine. Then I moved to high school. When I moved to high school now, and I started singing because I come from the primary school, thinking that I'm into music. And then when I got there, the actual guy who was like in the music conductor and all that called me private and told me, "Well, now you must never go back there." Because you can't sing. Obviously, I couldn't sing. I know Kamakuni was my lower something. Same week, she was also told to. But Kamakuni became a star. Here's a tricky part. Then when I go home, because I stayed indoors and I don't play with other kids and all that, that's how my grandma wanted. So now the only time I will go when I go to church, and the one who went to church, no one went to church, your charismatic church at home. They went to the other. Then when I go there, and then I was involved in the Sunday school things and all that. Then I started forming a group of drama, dance and all that. I was young. And then after school, in my street, there was a house where all these people from Joburg used to come to. I would go there. And that house, Katakli, I grew up, by the way, Avenue in New Brighton. All the big stars like Above Villa, back then, I would go there. Then there was a guy named Praviva, Zonge's father. Then he adopted me in a way, and then we became close. So they would take me into a drum box and put me inside and cover me. We would go to an event. Because I'm young, I'm not supposed to come in. I'll get out on backstage. The reason they are going with me, because I need to hide their alcohol. Yes. And also I need to help them manage their music things and all that. Which song I write down, which song goes, because you know old people how they are. It's called so jazzy. So I manufactured that for them. Then go by, I'm like, hey man, I'm doing this. At school now, the guy spotted me into drama and then he introduced me into a drama school. I was one of the first black students. It's a big school now there. Then whilst I was in high school, I was studying theater and all that. Then I fell in love with that because I was traveling around the country. I wanted to move to Joburg for performing art. When I moved to Joburg, I don't wanted to be on TV. I wanted to be behind the scene. I was introduced to people like Sakele, and then here I am today. So that's how I moved into, and I studied my political science, and I didn't work for them. Went overseas, came back. So the things that I got, they got into me like that, and I shaped myself. I never dreamed of working for white men or for any person. I wanted to own my work. So I developed my company and all that, and started that 15 years ago. And then I moved into that. So sometimes it goes with what happens around your surrounding and in your life. And it's a story that I will tell every day.
True.
I want to ask, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, just to add on just taking someone from home to the next level of Ubomi Bake. I think also, it's what I've gathered here is equipping yourself, as you guys were saying, with proper knowledge. But also know who you are, Zazi, know yourself thorough, like ins and outs.
And reading helps a lot, guys. You must read.
Yes, your weaknesses and your strengths. Do you understand? And be your cheerleader. Be that can stand with yes, be your biggest cheerleader, like be able to pull yourself up because you're gonna make mistakes and it's okay. I think siyasafumana information about kawenza a mistake, it is the worst thing in your life, but making a mistake, it is okay.
Yes.
You know, it takes you to, you learn from it and it takes you to the next step. So it is okay to make mistakes. You are supposed to make mistakes. So be patient with yourself, be your biggest cheerleader, and equip yourself, because I always say, much as I tell my story, say poverty. Kaufika pa, akom dunekosha loba walaba wachaikati wachantoni. Abakosha la Lord abantu. Do you understand? Yes, you're gonna be pitied. Probably that's the best you're gonna get, but oh shame, no. But the truth of the matter, you must compete, and you're gonna compete with the best of the best, and you must pull your best. So it boils down to that. So
ndifuna uedisha nami kule nto uyithethayo into yobana equip yourself, enye into encedayo, do not rush.
Yes, people are desperate.
What helped me was I had I had people who believed in my vision. Okay, we see you. Like my story is very similar to yours, which I'm not gonna tell because it's very similar to yours. I had people who believed in me. Okay, this is what you can do. Okay, fine, but have someone in your corner that can give you direction. Because you know what, or wherever that you are thinking, do not rush it. If it's not your time to go to Joburg, it's not your time. Now, when I said to my aunt, I want to move to Joburg, my aunt was like, it's fine, then I understand. I see passion in you. However, okay. The minute I finished this Funozam, I moved to Joburg to do my internship. I was like, there's no turning back. I'm not going back to the Eastern Cape. Well,
Thanduxolo, there's no one who believed in me, guys, you know. Like for real. I believed in myself.
Oh, okay.
That's why it started. I believed in myself, you know, before everyone else believed in me. Yeah. But today I'm here.
Yeah. Guys, there is this thing, we are busy talking about everyone that is sitting here, including the gentleman there. Everyone that is here, they have self-confidence. I'm thinking about people at home who don't have who have a lowest self-esteem, who don't even realize that they have a lower self-esteem because of their environment, because of their family, because of their being. So sometimes when you find a push into your life that pushes you, and you don't know how to, believe you me, in my family, I'm the quiet person because I grew up quiet, and people don't know that I talk a lot in the industry, I like my space and all that. But that's Thanduxolo, the one who's working in the entertainment industry, and me. So here is the thing: we need to find also, people need to be psychologically and emotionally and spiritually healed to be able to step out and to be able to understand what we are saying. When you say to someone, go on my YouTube and check this conversation that is magnificently brought to you, but people won't want to because of their low self-esteem. They think YouTube is the biggest thing that you can go to. Those that are logging on YouTube now for the first time will appreciate that you will gain something, I promise you. Right now I want to ask Hopewell here, how does one sitting at home now, not having a PR manager like me, not having one contact number to call a journalist friend, and not understanding how did the other person got into, how do you get into a newspaper and you have this good song that you have done in your back room and you want to tell that story? What do you guys look for so that you can write about those people?
It just needs to the song needs to obviously be finished, and it needs to make sense to you and to whoever you presenting it to, because when people appear in the media, they gain somewhat of credibility. You understand? You just need to make sure that the product you put out is something of quality, so that you can be taken seriously. You know? Otherwise, getting into any publication is not difficult.
How do I'm sitting there, Kwatema, or I'm sitting there in Fairplus, and I've got this story that I want to tell. I want to be on a newspaper. I want you to write about me. How do I do that? Do I call you? Do I stalk you on Facebook? How?
You can DM on social media, and then we take it from there. You give me your contacts. We set up an interview. Then that's it.
What's the approach? Because so many people want that. Do you think they need to be represented by a specific PR and they don't have money, right? What's the best approach that you can give someone there for now to survive?
You can just approach any journalist on any social media platform. You just introduce yourself, obviously, and then you set up you send your bio so that the journalist gets more info about who you are and what it is that you do. If you've recorded a song, but obviously the song must have been recorded. You can't say I'm going to record a song. It has to be done. You understand? And then you put the song out there, and then you take it from there. Okay. It's not that difficult, actually.
Another thing, people that don't understand, you are dealing with a newspaper, and newspaper, it's a site, it's visual. You need to have a proper picture that people can see. You cannot be sending something to a newspaper with a picture like this. You cannot, because that you are disrespecting yourself and someone who wants to see you. And people know that on their social media, they look lit, they look proper. Nowadays, these phones, they do wonders. Take a nice picture with a clean background. I know for sure about that, because image sells you. And the platform that you're given it for free, and it's got a lot of numbers. For example, some papers have got millions and millions of readers online and on the hard copy. It helps you a lot to get that message there. Out of those millions, 50,000 people might see you. You might not know, and might change your life.
And also to market yourself on social media. And if your music is good enough, somebody is going to take notice of you. There's no ways that you're going to be on social media and nobody takes notice of you. I mean, the likes of, was it Tafaya, or what's his name?
Yes, Tafaya.
He used social media to get where he is. Yes. And he delivers. He knows his market, and he knows what they want. He knows what to do to captivate them. So it's not only really about being in any newspaper. It's about how are you using the platform that you have, that is at your disposal.
Do not be afraid to start small.
Yes.
There's something you said earlier on that I used actually when you said people must learn to read a lot.
Yes.
You know what I used to do when I used to sing, back in the days.
You used to sing?
Yes. What I used to do, I would read the story about a certain artist who just released, and then I will copy that story as it is. And then I will write my own story, taking out his name. And then I will write my own achievements. So when I go to Hopewell, I'm giving him what is already on the newspaper, but now it has changed because it's about me. Then he's the one now who's gonna have interest and then write it in his own way. We call that a press release.
Okay.
I want to.
We will talk more in the other episode in the future, provided God-given time, about detailing your packaging of your PR packaging and also your imaging, your production quality and all that. For right now, we just wanted to jump all over into how to get there. This is more about occupy the digital space, which is the Visual Class of Mzansi. I want you guys to occupy the digital space, no matter what it takes. Get your data sorted and occupy the digital space. I know some artists who have made it big without any help of anything, but occupying the digital space where they are.
And also to add to what he's saying, when you market yourself on social media, some of the profiles I've done, even at the start of my career, I saw on social media, this one, and then I will be the one DMing that person, because I know I can see something there. I can see, okay, this one. When Strava came out, and I think I was working for magazines then, I was the first journalist to interview him, and he never forgets that. So when he sees me, he's like, do you remember? And he reminds me.
You gave Strava a break. You see, and Strava didn't know that what he was doing on social media was content. Remember, you guys want content.
So he, even when I don't notice him at events, he'll always nudge me to say, "Do you remember that you're the first person who interviewed me?" And then he shows me a picture he took, and I'm like, "Oh, okay." It might not have meant that much to me, but to him, it meant a lot because it sort of speaks to where he started, and it gives him a trail of what he has started, of his journey.
Yeah.
And looking at where he is today, I mean, he's far.
Yeah.
I want to add with how print and television it's literally the same thing that you Hopel just explained. Ukuti, social media, market yourself. Nati, the show that I'm currently on, we look for talent, we look for stories. We're not only looking for talent, we look for stories that are touching. We look for actors, anything that we see Ukuti is worth to be listened to or to be watched. We also give platform to such
and your
people.
show, it's on SABC1, it's a bigger show,
Yes.
it's a huge show, everyone wants to be there,
Yes.
and you are doing content there. Here is a tricky part now. Do you allow someone because you want to gain something for your viewership, or because you that person has got something, or is it a two-way stream?
It's always about the person. Say for an example, because we're sitting with music people. Say for example, what I do personally, if I see Ukuti, there's first of all the show, it focuses on upcoming artists as well. It features more of those. So what I do, I look into Ukuti, you've got potential. I've got artists that are featured on the show that never thought Ukuti that
They'll be on TV.
they've never been on TV.
So
we give you your first. We give you opportunity. If your story is touching, I remember not so long, 2 days ago, we were sitting as content team on social media. Then we come across with this story of a young girl who was abused by her peers. Ukuthi umnyama ngathi ipolishi une afro don. And then immediately we were like, that's a story. There's a story there. So we
amazing.
we go deep into Ukuthi. That's why we DM you, we talk to you, we invite you, we give people their firsts.
Now, coming to you, Mr. Mzalazala, I look into the shift of the industry to where we are now, and I sit down and I'm like, there is a lot of music rights that globally that is changing. I know Facebook, they have removed I cannot longer play your Nomfusi song on my post in a comfortable way and all that. How does a person who is trying to get in the industry gets to understand the basics of the music rights generally? Like, you guys talk a lot of your language. I don't understand. I'm in the music industry, but yay.
Yeah, I always say that the information is out there. Whatever you need to know, just go to Google, and type exactly the question that you have. What is interesting about what you are saying about Facebook is that there's a platform on Facebook where you select the song that you want to play on your background, so that it can generate an income, that one you won't take out from your
That's royalty.
Yes, it's royalties, yes, So our platform, City Baby, once you sign with us, we have the access to that. Unomvosi will definitely be there, So there's no use of like you wanting to play the song and then shoot your video, just select the song so that it can sound proper to everyone, because
on Facebook, right?
On Facebook, yes.
Oh,
That feature was, I've never used
on
it.
Facebook,
You've
on
never used Instagram as well?
it's called Reels on Instagram.
I know it on
On
Instagram.
TikTok as well, we are there. We make sure that whatever platforms that are current, that are out there, we are there. So that it can be easy for us to generate income for our clients.
Right? Whose right is it for certain part of this community? If I've done my best song, Koneka Sekai, but gentleman here picks it up and the song is not registered, it's up and down. Whose right is it now to make sure that song is well collected for royalty collection?
It's the person who did the song.
How if I don't know? Remember, I'm good in making music and that's it.
I just said that the information is out there. People don't want to go and look for information. And I'm here, I've been doing workshops everywhere. The information, that's why I keep saying the information is out there in whatever you want to do. For instance, there's this word that we all run away from, copyright. You know?
Yes, that's a big word. Copyright is a big word.
You know, but copyright is easy in the sense of it's copy. You know what is to copy? Is to duplicate something. And then right is the right that you will give to whoever to do that.
Now that's
which means now you know what is copyright, which means you own your works, you know, but you need to put it on the platforms. I'm saying that I keep saying this to our musicians. You know where you want your music to be. You know where you find Zane SA. You know, when you go online and say Zane SA, you see, oh, he's on Spotify, he's on iTunes, he's everywhere. You also want your music to be there, you know. So it becomes easy now to make sure that you follow that. Where do you get your monies for a plays, for streams and all that? Samro, you know, you find that information on Google. We spoke about
the song.
We spoke about that. You must know where you want to be. But for you to know where you want to be, you must research, you must have information. It's not just about going on stage and perform. You know. So we have City Baby as a DIY platform. A DIY platform, it's more of a school. That's why we teach you all the things, how to do them.
For free, right?
It's free of charge. You don't pay. Even signing up with City Baby, it's free of charge. You just sign up for free. You know, the catch is it's a tool actually for independent artists. You must remember that I did explain that there are no record labels that sign these guys, so it's a platform for them to be there. You know, so the more they are on a platform, that's where they get all the information. Because it's useless for a company to say that we will collect your royalties, City Baby is taking 9%, 9% is nothing, you know. But at the same time, you want to collect for a person, but you don't give those people education, you know. So,
okay, here is a thing. I see people are having different. This one is saying this one is saying that in coming to where they come from. But now, guys, I have a big issue here in South Africa right now. We have shift with immediate effect. We in the past 12 months since last year May, things have shifted. And we need to find ways of surviving going forward. Where do you guys see the entertainment industry? Right now you are stuck here. I know you would have been out of the country, performing there, making money for your family, your children. Now you are stuck here. What are you doing, girl? Now, where do you move from here onwards? Like someone at home now is looking at us thinking that we have made it, but they don't know that you are stuck here. This gentleman here, they are cutting the print media into digital. I don't know where he's gonna end. This gentleman here, he is fortunate. We are moving more into social media. And this one, boom, overnight, he's safe. He left me here hanging. You and me, my girl. How are you gonna transit in this? Give us tips so that the other people they can take.
Okay, I'm not gonna try and give tips, because I think the pandemic just happened to all of us, and I think all of us, we are in a place where we are trying to figure things out. Do you understand that? How do we transit? How do we work with times? And the truth. Well, it's my truth. The truth is there are still people, a huge population in South Africa that doesn't have access to data. There's still, a huge population that doesn't have internet. It was actually broadcasted on TV when matriculants last year were trying to, and they were asking questions like, how do we get to this? So, you know, there's still that market that is still kind of somewhere, exactly, somewhere in the midst of. So we are all basically in a zone where we are trying to figure out that how do we drastically move with times and be like all digital? Do we cater for those people that are still somewhere, which is still a huge. What about the maskande? Lentuka.
And the maskande
they were still with guitar. I mean, we CD whilst we were we cassette.
But
then we cassette not so long ago. Whilst we CD players and DVDs. So and there was one that passed away, and somewhere it was a raw, and we didn't know this guy was this huge. Do you understand what I'm saying? The guy is big wherever he's from. So kukho yonke lo mismatch yezinto ezenzeka. But I think on my personal space and my capacity, I think it is going to be important for umntu kulo sphere akuso to be grounded.
Yes.
I think keep doing what you are doing, and keep doing it to the best of your ability until you see a way through. Do you understand? So if you are a musician, keep singing. Do you understand? Go to the social media, do those small what do you call them, lives, whatever. Do it. It's gonna take it one day at a time. Some people will join, some will bizopeli data phakathi, whatever that is happening. Collaborate with other people as well. See, can you create content, sell it to, maybe outside of South Africa, people who, who are really into this live streaming thing. But, keep doing, or else I think you will go cuckoos.
Guys, South Africa has we need a relief. The COVID has hit us in the entertainment so hard. I'm saying this now and then. Every Friday I have a slot on Mhlobo and I talk entertainment updates. I find it hard, the content that I need to bring there, because people are locked down and people there are no more red carpets. There is a lot. But if those things were available, to be easy for me to say, I spotted so and so on the red carpet doing this and that, because I bring updates and all that. And also in the film industry nowadays, we can no longer shoot the way we wanted to shoot because we are restricted. So everyone now is going through the most. Whilst we here are trying to find solutions to that, we're going to allow people to decide on what they need to take, on what we have discussed here today. And also we want to appreciate everyone at home for watching this. Visual Class Mzansi has been an amazing first thread of it, and we have got the best panel here, and we appreciate the fact that people have tuned in to watch us live. Guys, for the first time ever, we have the lengthy Visual Class Mzansi discussion. We would like to appreciate once again Department of Arts and Culture, the Reef Hotel, Gonyama TV, everyone, each and every person that is here, and you guys at home, we appreciate you. We know our entertainment and Department of Arts and Culture in South Africa is very, very rich. That's why the world always come to us. Look, in the few weeks now, they've spotted a Nomzamo, previously Beyonce spotted someone. That is our South African rich culture. We've got it here. We've got most that the world needs. When you go to America or Europe, you become the best there because they want to be like you. They know that when you go on stage and hold that mic, or when you strut on that LA Fashion Week, you attract a lot, because we are bright, we are colorful, we are everything. We should own that. So we shouldn't take these things that we have for granted. And also I want to encourage people that no matter what you do in your space of the entertainment industry, don't forget that all of this that you have, it's talent. It's craft that you have, that you are developing, that you are building. It's not something that you're doing it because you are doing it. It's some of them, it's a calling, yes, but don't destroy the little that you have because you want to get somewhere. Because you get there with nothing. I've seen so many people doing that. Just before we close now, each and every person here, we'll start with you, Hopper. If you want to have some closing words to say, and then we move to the others.
Journalism is really a calling rather than just a career. You have to have passion for it. You can't just get into it because of other reasons. You have to have a calling because there are obviously drawbacks of being a journalist, especially entertainment journalist. But if you see this as a calling, then it's a right, and you think it's the right fit for you, then pursue it.
Okay. Music is a career, and music is not for archives. I so wish that all the musicians out there, they can go with the times and also adopt whatever that is coming so that they can make money out of their music. Make sure that you learn, make sure you check that what is out there, what is going on. We've got collar tunes now that can make you money. We've got
are people still using collar tunes?
Yes, people are still using collar tunes, you know. We've got a lot on digital. We've got sync and licensing now where your music can be used for adverts, because I know most of us are stuck in commercial world. You can do music for films, you can do music for television. There's a lot that we can do. So I so wish that people can go with the times, seek information. We are here, you know. When the show ends, check the names there so that you
their contacts,
so that you can come to us. We will help you. That's what I can say.
To you, Kanya.
What I will say, it reminds me of what Utami Mqolo said when I was in high school. Utami Mqolo, Senzo. Yes. He was still Senzo at the time, generations. He said, do you? No one can do it better than you. Secondly, what I can say from my side is that yes, we've got passion, yes, we've got love for it, yes, we've got what. What I told myself is that I am going to study whatever that I want to be. I'm passionate, talented, whatever. Go to school for it. It helps. You will never go wrong.
Over to you, Nomfusi, the lady of the day.
I thought you were going to say of the night.
No, it's during the day now. It's daytime, guys.
Okay, I think mandiqukumbele olhlobo ndiyahleka ke kule digital space because
Can I just ask
pressure.
how do artists actually make money from the royalties and digital sales in comparison to physical sales?
All right.
Which is more profitable?
Value and profitable.
I think I will say with both of them, they used to be. You know, actually, you still make money on digital. That is why I said we are moving from. You must remember that Osisno Mfosa said there are still people who are stuck. You know, who are still there. So if you were selling CDs, you were still going to make your money. But on the digital space is what now that is there. Because remember, if physically you were gonna release your album only for South Africans, you understand, or people who are around you. But now when you come to digital side,
the market is bigger.
Yes. You know,
but doesn't it also depend with the contract you have signed, maybe?
This is independent, remember?
Oh, okay.
This is independent.
City Baby, you must understand what it's independent. You control everything.
You control it.
Like
it's me at home in my back room producing my music, releasing my music, and connecting with the company. That's being independent. There's no.
And then on contracts, it's a topic for another day. But on contracts, we still need to control that as the people who have content signing with these companies, because it's useless to sign with a company that is not going to deliver your work.
Do people still sign with companies, guys? Like, do they still want to sign?
You the ones who said that we still you categorize people. There are people who are there and there are people who are here.
Yes.
So you'll find that there are still people who are still there. You know?
Well, we will have this conversation on our. I'm coming to you. We'll have this conversation about your basic contractual documents and also the hows and when to get your contracts being signed. Being an independent, how to operate that. And right now we're just gonna have Unomfusi in adding the last few spicy words. I understand.
That's
No, what would you like to say to someone who's out there who want to become like you in the future? How do you
Who's
encourage
watching
that
now?
person?
Hey, ufuna uba ndim in the future. But I think Manditi, if you really want to be a musician, being a musician, there are musicians that break in the industry immediately. I think someone said this, you know, and there are musicians that batati process into. So you need to identify, but Pina, you know, as a musician, are you breaking it, or you are going through a journey, and embrace the journey that you are going through. No bangi Pina. Embrace it, learn from it, because Zoe too, if you break today, you know, in the industry, there's so many things that you're probably gonna need now to have a team. You don't know who's gonna be PRing you, who's doing this, and everybody's already, you know, PRing you because you are sensation. Do you understand though? Your sensation. But also when you're going through the journey of, you know, one step at a time, because you know kubangati akonto yenzekayo, kubangati iminyango ayivuleki, but that is your own journey, and that is the process that you just be present.
And everybody's journey is unique to
it's
themselves.
unique, yes, definitely. Be present, learn from it, take every success, take every downfall, get up 20,000 million times, get up, keep getting up.
And people don't know that you don't plan your success. You don't sit here and expect yourself to trend tomorrow. No. It happens that how people receive you and how people spread that receiving on you. So you take your content out, and then the public is gonna receive you.
It.
They're gonna receive. People come to me and say, I want you to make me like so and so, but so and so is not you. And then I say, no, I'm unable to do that because I cannot create so and so
Out of you.
I will never create
a duplicate of
I will never create another brand, but the brand that I
another
work
shows
with,
for example.
And it happens also in a corporate space. When I work with these heads of states, they will never ask me, I want you to make me like president of so and so, because each country has got its own way of operating.
Things,
so people need to understand that your design is your own master that you must always carry on and use, and the value that you have. And pride destroys many artists. Artists have got pride that I don't know where they get it, but that pride sometimes is because of character, who they are. The pride is good when it's gonna work, but when you have pride of not wanting to receive, it becomes a problem. So we need to be clever. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us today on an exciting experience with the Visual Class of Mzansi. This is a class whereby we sit down, conversate, educate, inform, and allow people to engage in their spaces. Right here you can see the numbers and the email address to contact us on. Please make sure that you get hold of us for assistance at the right time, of course, with what you will need us to assist you with. We're opening this platform to develop you in different communities wherever you are. We want to say to you, thank you very much, Siyabulela, Bayabulela Otole, and we salute you once again, Department of Arts and Culture. We salute the venue here, the Reef Hotel, live here in Johannesburg. We have come and gathered here, and it's been months and months trying to get hold of these gentlemen and ladies here. It's the crew also. So we have managed to, it's good timing, guys. I think today was the time that this was supposed to happen, and we have come with good spirits, and I salute you and I thank you, all of you. Don't forget to keep your environment safe, and don't forget to honor your talent more than anything. Honor your craft and respect your craft and embrace your craft, and I salute you all. Thank you.